The following game has no ESRB rating, nor is there a listing of any sort of restrictive content that may appear in the game. However, I do know for a fact that it does include violence, bloodshed, explosions, fire, and the death of people and various animals. So, if I were to guess as to what its rating would be, I would say either teen or mature. So, that being said, viewer discretion is advised, and I recommend that anyone under the age of 13 not watch the following video. You have been warned.
Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today, we're returning back to Rimworld. I'd like to point out that Rimworld is an entirely separate game under an entirely separate title. Eventually, maybe, if I feel like it. It's the premise of Ringworld. Now I'm starting it. So the normal premise of Rimworld is that you are given a colony of procedurally generated colonists who settle upon a largely uncharted world on the fringes of known space, hence the name Rimworld. And your task is to basically build up a colony, research new technologies, and basically provide for your colonists in terms of health, food, shelter, means of mutual defense, and all that fun stuff. Otherwise, they have psychotic breakdowns, and at best case, they just simply hide in their room and rock back and forth, muttering to themselves. At worst case, they try to kill each other. And all the while you're doing this, the computer-generated AI storyteller is coming up with new and inventive ways to kill off all of your colonists. Yes, it can be if the random number gods aren't favorable to you. But as I said, that is how most people usually play the game. I am playing this game slightly differently in terms of my colonists, or at least in terms of what most people would call headcanon, or at least head story, are a bunch of heavily equipped and heavily armed space marines sent to this Rimworld to take on the local pirate faction for generally mixed results. It's one of those missions where you send a bunch of people, hope that they succeed, but you don't really expect them back. Some people do send people on those kinds of missions. But that's a moot point because my people aren't exactly dead yet, even though the game has tried through a variety of ways. And I guess we'll find out when we start playing. As always, this game is, of course, made by. Thank you again. And that being said, let us begin. Okay, so we are paused, and this is, well, what would eventually become the primary base of the 789th Mechanized Infantry Combat Team. That is what I call the so-called military unit of my colonists. Currently, it's spread out amongst two different bases. If I generate the planetary map, so we have two bases right now. What you saw before was Forward Operating Base, or FOB Chestling. I did not personally invent the name. I just clicked random things until I found one that I could actually pronounce and/or didn't outright hate. There's also FOB Antioch, which is arguably our first base. It was a pirate settlement, so basically, to recap for anybody who hasn't actually seen any of the episodes so far, the 789th MICT dropped into this tile. It would have been our settlement, except I wasn't planning on staying for long, so they packed up all of their gear, made a convoy, and abandoned this settlement, and headed straight to here, which was a pirate settlement, which we took over. And I did expand it a little bit. Basically any building outside of this sandbag line is something that I built, whereas everything inside is predominantly the original pirate stronghold. And I have expanded, as I just said. So this is Antioch right now, and in addition to Antioch, there was another pirate settlement up here, which I settled, I took it apart, shipped everything back down to Antioch, and then abandoned. So that's where that abandoned settlement was. So right now, because a toxic plume hit Antioch a couple episodes ago, I originally decided to basically have this area just a means of getting food to survive. But then I remembered part of the specialness of this playthrough is that my people are supposed to be, emphasis on supposed to be, highly mobile. So they basically set up shop for an area, take out any nearby pirates, and then move on. I say supposed to be because, like the greedy, crazy person that I am, I just keep collecting resource after resource after resource, and it's a pain in the butt to move everything. Also, the new place hasn't been fully built yet. I'm still in the process of building facilities. They are partially done the greenhouse, even though winter hit early and all the crops died. They have, however, finished the resource shed, where I store most of the raw materials, even though it technically doesn't have a floor and there are still plants inside there. But it is roofed and partially lit, so there's that. There is also the kitchen and, well, I guess what will be the dining hall. Right now it's serving as the barracks. Also, they finished the barn, so right now I should be working on the greenhouses, just simply because of the aforementioned winter is coming. There's also, will eventually be the permanent, or at least primary barracks. I want to say rec room, whereas this is the dining hall, armory. No, not armory. This will be the med bay, this will be the armory, this will be the crafting hall, and up here will be the prison, if and when I manage to actually take prisoners. Also defensive line, various other defenses, and building for batteries to help power everything. So that's the gist of the base so far. I mentioned earlier that there are some restrictions that I am playing on that aren't exactly in the rule set. One of those, if we go to the factions, is that any faction I'm currently neutral or friendly with, so like the Refugee Empire, Lehane Federation, the Camelusi Pact, I cannot go to war against them. So basically any quest or action that I could partake in that would turn a neutral party into hostile, unless I actually have to complete that quest and make an enemy of a friend, I can't actually even take one of those quests. Also, any of the hostile factions outside of the Black Sinners, which is the pirate faction, while I can defend myself against and
probably arguably at war with currently. I'm not actually supposed to go out and actively attack them directly. The sole exception of the pirate faction, which is the group I am actually sent to this planet to, well, hunt down and take out. At least as many of them as I can before everybody dies. I mean, they are a world-spanning faction with settlements all over the place, as you can clearly see by the red skull and crossbones. And 10 men really can't, well, 10 soldiers really can't take on an entire world's army, even though they probably could if, well, they attacked everybody in small amounts. I did originally start with 10 people. I have expanded the combat team by an extra 5, so we are 15 people strong. And that boar died and is rotting because I apparently did not notice it, so it's no longer food, but moot point. So for anybody who's actually played the royalty expansion for Rimworld before, you know that any quests from the Shattered Empire faction net you royal favor, which gain you extra abilities and extra interesting perks and stuff you can do in regards to the Empire faction. However, because I'm role-playing that my people are already part of a galactic spanning organization simply known as the Commonwealth, because I didn't bother to create any other actual backstory other than that, they can't actually accept royal favor because they work for somebody else. So while I can take quests for the Refugee Empire, which is the name for the Shattered Empire faction here, I can't do it for royal favor. However, I can accept those quests for stuff and just general goodwill. Also money. So there's that. Oh, and also one other thing that another rule that I play by is that if I abandon a settlement, I can't actually leave anything behind. So while I could technically just pack up everything these 5 people could carry with them and just hightail it over to Fob Chestling, I can't leave the rest of this stuff behind, or at the very least, not all of it. So, you know, and basically anything I leave behind, I have to up and just basically shoot. Oh, they picked up a muffalo. That's cool, I guess. I believe that's all the crazy rules that I'm currently subjecting myself to. If there are, in fact, others that I just can't remember, I'll probably just mention them as I think of them or remember them. So in the meantime, let's actually get started after explaining everything for like 10 minutes. Alright, so first thing I should do, probably even before we, well, I unpause it, is get them started on the next building. I don't technically need a floor for the resource building depot, probably a better word. Just simply because things don't degrade if they're kept on dirt. However, they do degrade if not roofed. However, this area is, as far as I know, roofed, hence the green thing. Let's actually harvest that before it dies. Alright, so I can technically, so my plan is to finish the greenhouse next, but to actually grow anything in the greenhouses, I need sun lamps, and sun lamps require a ridiculously large amount of power. So I probably should focus on the power supply next. So next thing I should probably build would be, well, the battery shed. Really, I can't actually, you know what? Say I can't actually select these things to be hauled while there's still a floor there. So just move the floor, select them to be hauled, and then put the floor back down. And so once they're done there, I'll have them build some batteries, probably some solar panels, which is chronically my primary means of powering most, if not all, of my colonies. I'll occasionally get into other forms of power, but primary supply is usually solar panels.
And these guys are still lying around on the ground. Okay. So let's actually unpause as everybody starts waking up. Look how they're actually focusing on this building and not roofing this one. I thought it was actually roofed, truth be told. And a donkey is being attacked after being harmed because he doesn't like being harmed because Jenny is trying to shoot him for food. And in fact has. Okay. Alright, Tater's gotten food poisoning because of a dirty cooking area. Can't really be helped, I don't think. And rare Thrumbros have arrived. I really have no need for Thrumbos, so if they're willing to let my people be, I'm willing to let them be. And they pretty much finished this entire the battery room. Now they have. And Yoko's going on a food binge because she's in intense pain and is in a bad mood. Well, she did have her left eye be torn out, so I guess that makes sense. And Jenny has nothing to do. Alright, so let's have them build the roof over the barn. And once that's done, I'll put in batteries here. I don't think I was going to say, I don't think I'm using most of the power from the power generator. Well, it is actually over half. And Tater's now picking out on food because he's greedy for an impressive bedroom and everybody's basically sleeping in what will be the eating area. Eventually. Also, Chief and Minoka have no ranged weapons, even though they are set to hunting because I have everybody basically flagged for every job just in case I need people to do things. And they're just going to eat all the hay, aren't they? Alright, well the hay, I guess, should be used really for emergency and winter purposes. I mean, there's still technically grass here. Ah, there's another quest available. Alright, so Praetor Makos Kusabai of the Refugee Empire, I'm probably mispronouncing that name, but then again, I'm fairly certain these names are just simply random words, just random letters just strewn together to make it look like it's pronounceable. It's because then you build a monument to commemorate his own parents. Monument needs to be this size by that size and require these resources of all of this stuff. Construction must be completed within 16 days of accepting the task. See rewards when you finish construction. The monument destroyed within 15 days of construction. Your relationship with the refugee empire will fall by -10. So I can do this quest for the Depth Crusher, a Persona Zeus hammer, which is basically a technologically advanced hammer or melee weapon, and it can only bond to a single person. As well as 6 gold. Or I can do it for an Eltec staff, an Eltec skull cap, 34 plasteel, and a psychic reader. Or I can just do it for goodwill. And I need to build it at Antioch. truth be told, I'm not really interested in building monuments for these guys. If, they want monuments to their own glory, they can build it themselves. They got plenty of territory. Oh, one other thing that I just remembered that I did forget from explaining the rules earlier. One of the natural spawning quests is that the ship to the stars, where friendly AI has told you that there is a landed ship that you can get to, located here, all the way about, I want to say, half to 3/4 the way around the planet. In terms of storyline purposes, I consider this ship the evac point, or the evac vessel for my unit. So the end goal is to basically get there from where we're at and take out pretty much every pirate stronghold we can come across. If you do the route planner, it takes about 53.7 days. Every episode that I play of this, that route planner is always different. Originally, it used to take me sometimes up this way, truth be told. But it's been having me go this direction for a while now, mainly because I've kind of been moving the bases in this direction. Although last time I checked, last episode, it did actually take me down and around south, more southwise. Whereas it looks like here, it's actually having me go north. So up this road and then across this way. I think. No, yeah, there it is. Then down through here by the looks of it. And up and along and down and around. So it basically takes me through the desert as opposed to the tundra. So like I said, every episode is different. I slowly make progress. So, forgot that one part. Which is odd, because usually it's about the only piece I actually do remember. How many batteries do I have at Antioch? 3, 5, 6. I mean, I'm eventually going to pack them up and take them back over here, but my plan is to just fill this entire room with batteries. That way I have an ample power supply. And I'll keep these 6 empty because Antioch has 6 batteries, so I can just pack up these 6 batteries and take them over. Worst case, if I forget the batteries or they get blown up at Antioch, I can just build them here directly. So once these batteries get built and fully powered, I'll start on the solar panel. Well, I'll probably build the walls for the greenhouse and then start on the solar panels. And one colonist needs warm clothes, even though she should have them. Alright, and well, they're in the process of making parkas, and various plants have died because of the cold weather. Also, spacecraft chunks have fallen and hit the ground. Okay. Yeah, more plants have died because of the cold, so... Let's not have the animals go through here, or the pets for that matter. And Minoka is now binging on food. Okay. Well, the cold snap's over, so we should be able to... I would say should be able to grow crops until winter hits, but winter has just hit, so... There's that. I'm guessing the barn's just too big for the roof to fully expand. So we're going to need to put a wooden wall, well, right here, I guess. And they'll be able to build a roof off of that once they chop down this poplar tree. Okay, this is another quest that that was sent last episode. It's basically a Stelok of the Refugee Empire has been caught in a bed with the wrong person, and because he thinks this way, he decided that showing his inappropriate lover the appropriate treatment is to imprison them, and he wants us to basically keep this prisoner caged until the scandal blows over in about 23 days. However, the prisoner is sick with blood rot and requires daily treatment using high-quality medicine, which I don't have. I mean, you know, I'm lucky. My medicine is just basically scraps of a random cloth and a bunch of herbs, which we're actually in the process of growing, at least trying to grow. And Chief is having a major break risk because it's probably Tuesday. What was that? Shinto and Bowman are no longer what? Did they get into a fist fight and I just not realize it? They probably got into a fist fight and I just did not realize it. That's funny. Anyway, what was I doing? Again, we don't have the funds for that. Just get rid of the butcher spot right here because we now have a butcher's table that they can just chop up creatures at. And also technically have an electric stove that they can be making food at as well, but no, let's actually suspend the bill for the campfire. Oh, they're just building random batteries, so half of them aren't even connected anymore right now. At least they won't be once built. Like, everything up here is technically not connected by wire now. Once they build the middle batteries, they'll basically be all connected. But until then, the upper batteries aren't connected to the power line. And speaking of power, we've had a fault, and the medical facilities of Antioch are on fire. That's what I get for building everything out of wood. And because all the power discharged all at once, and it's in the middle of the night, they're running low on power. Because 3 wood fire generators aren't enough to keep everything fueled. And Lamb 8 has been torn to death because a timber wolf is hunting it for food. Okay then. We have an easy solution to this problem. Everybody wake up and come here. Alright, everybody's here. Kill it. Alright, the Timberwolf has enacted revenge. You two, I forget, don't have weapons, so you can go. Everybody else keep shooting. And it's dead. Okay. Moving right along. And who was bored? Blue and Minoka are bored. Alright, well, once I get the rec room built, you'll have things to play with. But, kind of low on the priority. I mean, it shouldn't be, especially considering Days. Blue is now wandering about in Days because she had a bad mood because
She doesn't like the fact everybody's sleeping on top of each other in this one dirt floor building. In fact, everything's dirt floor. The only place that actually has a floor is the battery room.
It's a work in progress.
The rainbows are still here. That's interesting. And everybody's got tattered apparel because I'm assuming the powered armor that they dropped in on is, well, basically wearing out. And silly me, because this is the first time I've been doing playthrough this structured. Usually it's just generic setting, hit the random number generator until I get people I like, and just launch the colony. I didn't give them the ability to build move power armor right off the bat, so they actually don't have that capability right now. I do need to have them research the multi-analyzer. Say, where is... Yeah, to get the power armor that they have, I need to have them research the multi-analyzer. I need to build the multi-analyzer because everything past here requires the multi-analyzer. Then I need to do fabrication, then recon armor, then marine armor. And right now, they're working on multi-barrel weapons. Also, a lot of them have energy-based munitions, which also can't be replaced because I don't have them yet. What is this? Huh. Okay. Alright, just out of curiosity. I know they're ridiculously close, but it is winter and things move slow in winter. Still take 0.1 days to get from Chesling to Antioch and probably back. So, who is building things? I think Jet's building things? Who are my builders here? So, Lincoln and Jet, okay. Blue is in a daze. Chief breaks at snap of a twig. So, I'll send... I mean, I should keep working on sending caravans out back to Antioch to pick up more supplies and take everything back. So Lincoln and Chet are my builders. Ophelia is one of my medics, and I'm sorry, Sky's one of my medics. She's also the cook. So I'll take Tater, Hercules, and Yoko, as well as... When did I pick up the rabbit? Very weird. Anyway. Anyway, the alpacas and muffalo and the donkeys, basically anything that can be considered a pack mule, is going to come along. Not the boomalope, because the boomalope are not pack animals. I got a lot of alpaca. I am not complaining about that. As well as the horses. Alright, travel supplies. We're not taking that much. Definitely not taking that much. It's like all the food is going with them. No. I'll give them 6 simple meals and 3... Wrong pile of hay. And 300 hay. I'm also not taking anything with them. So I'm not taking anything because they're actually going to Antioch to pick up stuff. So all this will be kept empty. So send. Yeah, they have no food and become hungry quickly. So it's going to take 0.1 days to get there. It'll probably take more time to gather what little supplies I told them to take, than it would be to actually go and get there. They're probably going to arrive after night falls. I say that as the caravan just leaves in this massive wave. I mean, it did take 2 hours. And the one yak is still arriving. Oh look, boars. More food.
And Chief is yet having another break risk. He's always having break risks and actually breaking. So there's that. Meantime, Chief is throwing a tantrum. He'll smash up random furniture, items, and structures. Happen because of a poor mood, because he's always angry. As long as he doesn't actually break anything important or useful, I don't really care. And he's no longer throwing a tantrum. And the caravan is arrived at Antioch. So there's always that. Okay. I'll have them hang out at Antioch for about a day and then send them back with stuff. I think I might have components over at Chesling, actually. I don't actually know where they would... Okay, so it's up here. Now they have one component over here. Okay. Got so much stuff that if I were to, open up the entire inventory list, it would just be this massive line down this way. All the more reason to send a caravan back. Don't know why these batteries are no longer powered. Probably because with the batteries here, it's no longer listed as a completed circuit. And won't be until all the batteries are completed. So we'll just stick the power lines in the walls, and that should eventually solve that problem. Thankfully, the fridge has basically a direct line to the thermal generator. And a corn plant has died because of the cold, which makes sense. And it's actually snowing at Cheslin. So if anybody would like to finish this roof, let me put it to you this way. Finish the roof of the barn. I mean, okay. Still a hole in the roof. There we go. Yak 9 has given birth. And power has been reconnected. Sort of. Alright, Donkey 3 has gotten food poisoning from eating simple meal. Why is there a donkey in here? Okay, it's almost noon game time, so time to head back. Form caravan, go here. It's going to take 0.2 days because it's snowing. Okay, so it's going to be Tater, Hercules, and Yoko again, along with the yak calf, all the muffalo, all the donkeys, more yaks, more donkeys, more yaks, every alpaca. Basically, you know what, I should probably actually take all the animals, including the raccoon, this donkey, and thought I did select the yak calf. Weird, interesting. Alright, so travel supplies. We're not taking these. I will, however, take 75 units of herbal medicine because the other place said that I was running low on herbal medicine. Take, again, only 6 meals. And leave the milk. As for the items, because they are actually here to take back stuff, I'm going to take 30 components. 200 cloth. The hyperweave. Say 1,000 steel. Keep these healer, mech, and resurrector serums for the guys still here. Not the tainted clothing. However, take any of the weapons that happen to be here. That's all tainted. Bunch of carcasses. Don't know why they're there, but they are. We'll take all the sheep and buffalo wool. Those all the alpaca wool and all the leathers. Man, I actually have quite a few things I can take. Take all the slate blocks and no, we'll grab the neurotropamine as well. You know, fill out the rest with steel. Of course, now it's going to take 0.3 days to get there. And they probably won't actually leave until tomorrow, if not later today, around midnight, because it's going to take them forever just to pack all of that stuff up. Lamb 1 is being attacked by a lynx. Everybody who's got a gun over here. I mean, we're not saving the lamb. Let's be perfectly honest about that. There's no way we're saving a lamb. I've yet to actually save any of these wildlife attacks. However, what I can do is get revenge once everybody takes their sweet time getting over here. Kill it. And it's dead. Okay. Moving right along. Jenny is idle. Okay. As the donkey vomits all over the ground. On the plus side, caravan's about to leave. Alpaca 13 has given birth, so I'm gonna have a baby alpaca here because that makes perfect sense. Of course, if I'm paying attention to which animals are actually pregnant and not, then well, I wouldn't have one. I wouldn't send a animal out on the caravan that is about to, you know, pop out a new one, as the colloquial term is of giving birth. So one thing I have been meaning to do, even though I haven't actually gotten around to it yet, is new manage area, new area. We're going to call this the caravan area, just simply because last time I had them send a caravan, max it out, and send it back, it took them forever to unload. So my plan is to set up a caravan area, have it here, all the caravan animals come into here, well, that arrive, I have them move to the caravan area, they all go in here, and I just manually have them remove everything from the pouches. And the caravan's almost back. So. And a psychic drone for women has started. Some distant engine of hatred is stirring. It's projecting a psychic drone into the site through an orbital amplifier, tuned to only affect women. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit worse. Drone level is low. Okay, I don't actually know which place that is. And a new quest is available, but Alright, so it looks like it's actually happening in Antioch. Okay. So, new quest for... So, have a new quest, Smoke Spewer for pay. Traders calling from nearby as enemies are hunting him. He's asking you to signal them and draw them towards FOB Antioch so he can escape. You send the signal, his enemies will activate a site nearby to harass you. There's a smoke spewer machine there, belching smoke over which the whole region there may be an unknown threat. The site will remain until you go destroy it. Alright, so basically, a trader needs a diversion, and if I accept this quest, bandits will set up a base camp, I guess, nearby, and the settlement will be at greater risk for attacking. So I can accept for a silent neuroformer, which apparently I can do for all of them, which apparently upgrades a Psylink, because I'm not working... Well, because I'm not accepting royal favor from the Empire, I don't actually have any Psi abilities. Well, apparently I have the ability to give someone a psychic ability for this one. That I can do it for a charge lance. I could also technically do it for a prestige recon armor, but I also get Luciferium here, and that's pretty much the worst drug available in game. So we're definitely not doing it for that. And it's the worst drug because there's no cure for it. It overcharges quite a bit of a person's anatomy, but once ingested, you can't actually get rid of it. So, and once power runs out, basically once the drug high is taken over as finished, they suffer massive withdrawal until they can get more, and it's difficult to get more, so I try to avoid it where I can. So I'm actually tempted to do this one just simply because it's not a massive army that's going to just attack my settlement. So let's actually do it for this. And if we look at the world, base hasn't been formed yet, so let's continue on. And site appeared smoke spewer. A new site has appeared nearby. It's a smoke spewing machine that belching smoke over the whole region. There may be an unknown threat. Site was set up to in response to your insulting signals. Alright, and it's actually... Chesling is actually between Antioch and it, so... I mean, it says it's flagged for the Black Pirates, so... Or the Black Sinners, I should say, which are the primary threat I'm fighting. And pods have arrived. And the caravan has arrived at FOB Chesling. So I also get a whole bunch of silver, a detoxifier stomach, which is deteriorating, a psychic link, a psi trainer. Alright, so let's have the one person who actually can haul things to move all this stuff into storage, just simply because it's going to deteriorate anyway as more plants die. Alright, and since the caravan's back now, now these are all the sheep. Don't need the raccoon, the squirrel, or the hare, although the yak does go to caravan. As do all the alpacas and these muffalo. But not the boom. That's the alpaca, but not the boomalope. There's a shaman merchant has arrived from the Camelusi Pact. So I'm going to jump to location and pause. Tater, I think, has the greatest social ability. 11. Alright, so Hercules and Tater are basically tied. So we'll have Hercules, who has no health conditions, talk to them. Of course, neither does Tater. So there's that. In the meantime, what's that? But I think that's just a pool of water. Just going to manually empty as much of this stuff as I possibly can. Of course, it doesn't help that they're piled on top of each other, so it's kind of hard to look at. Right, so I don't know if I actually got all of them. I mean, I would say it kind of looks like it, but then I found another one. It doesn't help that they're pretty much all piled on top of each other, and this is as close as I can zoom in, so it's somewhat hard to see, but I'm basically looking for saddlebags. And when they all disappear, I'm assuming that stack of animals is empty. So I think I got, if not all of them, certainly most, and hopefully the actual colonists can take care of the rest. So let's just get everybody back into the animal pile, so that way they don't starve to death in the resource silo, which is not only does not contain food for them, it's also unheated, although a lot of the animals can actually survive in pretty cold temperatures, I'm surprised. Of course, I'm used to having like 50,000 chickens and them freezing to death the first winter because they can't take the cold. Alright, so it looks like I did actually miss a few. But if I empty out the gear right now, it's actually Yak 1. It would be nice if we could actually give them names as opposed to waiting until the game decides, like, oh, they've bonded with a specific human to the point, so that person gives them a name. Which one are you? Packet 30. Well, to be fair, it does make things easier to find for certain animals. The potato plant has died due to the cold, and I'm guessing, I think that's all the ones I missed before. If not, there's also Donkey 3 and Alpaca 15. As well as Yak Calf 6. Alright, where's the Yak Calf? Oh, and here we are at the trader. So, they have a bunch of guinea pigs. Some food, neurotropamine. Some herbal medicine. That's really about it. Some psychic shock lances and some gold. And they have 2 male guinea pigs and a female guinea pig. If I really want extra guinea pigs, I could probably buy them. Never raised guinea pigs before. They're new to the expansion, although I don't actually have any silver here for some strange reason. Alright, guess I'm not really buying anything, especially considering they really don't want anything that I have. Other than occasional pack animals, but I'm not about to give those up. Am I forgetting anybody now? Where'd Cornered go? Oh, there you are. So the name Donkey I don't think I hit. Alright, I think that should be everybody. Alright, so that technically should be everything now. And if not, as I said, the actual colonists could empty out the rest, I guess. Alright, so we should be good now. As a donkey pukes all over the ground. Okay. And Lincoln's suffering from major break risk. Because he had disturbed sleep, ate without a table, it's dark, he's been insulted, and various other things. Okay. You know what I should do, because herbal medicine technically expires? Is not have it be here. Move herbal medicine from there and stick it in the fridge. I mean, medicine's going in the fridge anyway, so. I mean, okay. I should probably also put a floor in. Alright, now the batteries are built. I probably should have put in some sort of light source in here, but I do that and I'll have less space for batteries. And multi-barrel weapons are now done, so we can now build miniguns. Goody. Okay, well, let's see. Power armor is basically wearing out, so I definitely should get that. So I guess the next thing we should research is the multi-analyzer. And then fabrication, then recon armor, then marine armor. And after that, I can go back to doing random stuff. So why can't they... No empty accessible spot configured to store it. That's weird. Stockpile zone 1 does say, you know what? Just flag it for allowed fresh. I don't know, maybe it considers... Yeah, so it considers mechanized corpses, which don't rot, to be fresh, so... And Yoko is now having a major break risk, because she's in minor pain, because her old gunshot wound in her left leg is itchy. The Timberwolf is hunting Alpaca 39 for food. That's the little baby one that got left behind. Where's the wolf? Heading down this way. Let's go meet it. Let's go shoot it. Let's go chase it down and kill it. Okay, so it decided to hunt a fox instead. Shoot it anyway. You know what? Take out the fox as well. Alright, so they're both dead. So I could have sworn somebody was still flagged as being drafted. Alright, so all the batteries are charging. And it's taking forever because I only have one power supply. So... Okay, so giant smokes... So the smoke spewer actually does reduce sunlight. So it isn't just we can't see what's there, it actually is affecting this whole area. So things like solar plants, solar power plants aren't as effective as they would be. Speaking of solar plants, did I burn through all the components I had? That's interesting. Yeah, I burned through all 30 of them building all these batteries. I guess no new solar plants. I guess in theory I could technically just build the green, wait until all these batteries are fully charged off of this one geothermal plant. Can I build more geothermal plants, or? Yeah, I need more components for those as well. Is there any compacted machinery around? Alright, so that should get me some components. In time, how many? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Figure one solar generator per sun lamp, so. I don't know how shadows affect the solar panels, but we'll put 12 here, and that should hopefully generate enough power to power all the sun lamps during the daylight. In the meantime, I am probably going to have to do something about this smoke spewer. How long will it take to get there from here? About a day. Okay. I mean, part of me wants to wait until it's not winter, but who knows what will happen then. So basically, anybody in powered armor. So I'm basically leaving Minoka, Chief, and Blue behind. And I'll just have them keep with this default stuff. Actually, you know what? Figure a day to get there and back. I'll leave them with 10, well, give them 20 meals. That should give them enough food to get there and back. Yeah, they really don't have much. All the spare bedrolls are being used right now. And I don't really want to take pack mules with me because I don't want to. I will, however, give them. They're taking 14 herbal medicine. Let's actually up that to 30. Yes, now go. And then Lincoln and Yoko are also having a major break risk. Hopefully that doesn't affect the assault plans. Now Lincoln's having an extreme break risk, which probably will affect the assault plans, even though they're now on their way. So, worst case, I mean, now they're at minor break risk. I say worst case, they have a mental breakdown en route. You know, crazy stuff happens. Oh, and Blue now has inspired creativity. The trade caravan is leaving. Okay then. And more plants are dying because it's cold. It's winter, that's kind of expected. The batteries are still charging, although there's plenty of batteries and not much power supply, so they're charging slowly. And the sheep are starting to starve. Okay, so in that case, I won't have enough hay to survive all winter. But for now, let's give them access to what little hay we do have. And I'll figure something else out later. So I'll have this 35 by 20 plot just simply be hay grass. Now it's midwinter, so I don't expect anything to grow right now, but I would say hopefully by next year we'll have even more hay grass. And the caravan's on its way. And they literally ate all the hay grass before the starving ewes could probably eat it, so... Oh, that didn't even last a day. Shunto's gotten food poisoning. There's cold where Bowman and Yoko are working. And they're finished making parkas, so there's that benefit. Look how the heater's set to 70 degrees, but it's barely pushing 50 indoors. But they're almost at the smoke generator. Actually, I wonder if that's that smoke sphere. I wonder if that's actually making it colder. And the psychic drone is ending, so that's always to the benefit. I just realized they basically left Chestling guarded by two people who don't have any weapons and blue. So hopefully they don't get attacked. If not, then, well, things get interesting. And, they've arrived, so let's attack the place. Alright, so right off the bat, there are a bunch of guinea pigs and a raccoon. So I'm guessing the smoke spear is in here, and I have no idea what's in here. But there aren't any mortars or anything, so... And there's an ambush of an emu. One emu against a bunch of dudes in powered armor and high-tech weapons. Be so kind as to kill that. Didn't even slow it down. Oh, and Stanislav and Yoko have finally married. Because nothing says middle of combat like marriage. Anyway, break a hole in the wall just in case there's something there guarding the door. Actually, no, there's two emus. My apologies. Kill that. Any other emus I should be worried about? Apparently there's three. Really should pay more attention, but he's going to be fine. Not bleeding or anything. Alright, so any other threats? No? I mean, they could probably shoot the thing from right here. In fact, I think I will have them do that. Alright, so that's all gone. Move in and see what else is here. Absolutely nothing. Okay, good. Just gonna claim all of this. Then remove the roof, because there probably is one. And actually, I almost forgot, have them undraft so they can actually do anything. think they're actually just cleaning. Yeah, there was no roof here to begin with. So on that note, deconstruct the walls. To be fair, I could probably just have them shoot the walls. That would probably be easier. U11 has miscarried due to starvation. Well, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about that right now, because everybody else ate all the hay grass, and that was it. Yeah, that was the last of my hay grass. Something tells me I'm going to lose pretty much all of my animals, because I don't have any more hay grass. You know what, just shoot everything. Of course, honestly, I probably shouldn't care, and that whole don't leave anything behind was kind of stupid and silly anyway. So, a lot of the plasteel, a lot of the steel, a lot of the component. Well, these two dead emails, this one started rotted, so it doesn't matter. And, undraft everything, everybody. Go here and, reform caravan. Head back home. We're taking the berries as well as the component, the steel, and the plasteel. I can't really take the corpses. Apparently there's a bunch of urns here that are just sitting around, so... I'll take the slate blocks as well. Take 1.1 days to actually have them get back. But they got 1.2 days worth of food, so they should be good. And Chief and Blue are now lovers. Because they joked about core worlds. Okay then. Who's Bowman's married to? Bowman's married? No, Bowman's lover is Tater. Okay, she's not actually married. Could have sworn she was. I actually have quite a few married people. And why they can't just eat, say, these bushes, I don't know. Of course, those are brambles, so I guess that makes sense. I would say hopefully it gets warmer out, but it's still 10 degrees Fahrenheit. It's actually colder outside than it is in the fridge. It's practically freezing in the bedrooms, too. Another sheep has miscarried because, again, not enough food because they ate everything and the snow's keeping all the grass buried. And there's actually bison here. Interesting. Can I tame the bison? Need level 5 in animals. Not that I have any grass to actually tame the bison with. More buffalo here, though. Alright, I'll let the raiding party get back first, so... Group of traders, travelers from Lehane Federation are passing by. Okay, cool. alpacas have given birth, and another has starved. Well, has miscarried due to starvation. And Chief has gone on an assaulting spree of... He wanted to sleep with Blue, but he couldn't because it's communal bedding. So he's going to what? Insult Minoka? Probably. That would make the most sense. Especially if, he wants to be with Blue and... Alright, so the caravan has arrived. Goody. Alright, so who's Bowman's lover again? That's Mushuto. Tater. Alright, so Lincoln and Jet are my builders. Alright, since there isn't any grass here at Chestling, I'm going to form a caravan and take every animal that I have back to Antioch. The advantage to having multiple bases. Alright, and just take Tater, and I probably should send other people besides him. I mean, I would send Chief and Blue along because they're new lovers and they want to sleep together, and the only beds that allow them to do that are at Antioch right now, but the Chief is throwing a temper tantrum, so I can't actually send him. I think Minoka's the farmer. I need to keep Lincoln and Jet here because they are the guys building things. So, you know what? I'll send Ophelia and Yoko along as well. Give them 6 meals. Keep the berries and the milk, but no herbal meds. You know what? Milk stays as is the berries. I keep saying I have days of no food because I don't have any hay grass to feed the animals. It has no food and will become hungry very quickly. They're already hungry. Get moving. Minoka needs treatment. She was going as part of the caravan, wasn't she? No, it says add to caravan. She'll be dead in 18 hours. Tend to her injuries. And there are now mad bisons attacking. Just as I'm trying to get everybody to leave. Everybody over here. And everybody's going after Tater. I have him go down here. And he is not gonna be able to make it, is he?
So much for wanting to tame said bison. Alright, so much for caravan. Where's Sky? No, you're not rescuing the ram, you're rescuing Tater. Even though he's not actually bleeding out. Coon, on the other hand, is, well, eating the bison. So if you could get the animals to the other place, Tater's not coming along because he's unconscious. Why did you... Oh. Get the caravan going. U-22 has died. They're all going to die because there's no food. But so you need to get the caravan moving. Move Tater from the caravan. Tater needs rescue. Where did Sky go? She's asleep. Rescue Tater. Wake up and get moving. Hi. Stop hauling the animals and move the caravan. You know, both these sheep have died because the caravan isn't moving. And another ram has died. Stop hauling things and move the caravan. Right, all the animals are going to die because they're not moving the caravan. Okay then. Now there should just be a just leave right now option. Alright, and I reloaded all the way back to here. So you know what? Alright, so they're still lovers. So in that case, rather than waiting for these guys to get back, Chief and Blue are taking all my animals back to Antioch right now. So then grab the meals that you need and get all the animals out of here. Now. And now there's a fire. That Minoka will have to handle by herself. Which she did. Okay. So U-16 has miscarried. Starting to miscarry due to starvation. Get the caravan gone, which it has. And it's on its way. Because it's winter, there's nothing to forage. But they've arrived at Antioch anyway. And they just chow down on whatever plants are nearby, and I am fine with that. And since there's double beds here, Blue and... no, not Jenny. Blue and Chief get one. So they can sleep in that one, and Chief should be happy. All the animals have grass, so they should be fed. Minoka's by herself, guarding, well, pretty much the entire treasury. So hopefully they won't get attacked anytime soon. Everybody else is on their way, and they'll be here in less than a day. In fact, they're pretty much entering the base right now. And the caravan has arrived, so they're all back. Alright, so we should be good now. No matter how bad the game tries to mess everything up. So, it's middle of winter. People will probably be starving sooner rather than later. They do only have... and a mechanoid cluster has arrived. Because why not add to the pain? So I'm going to have to deal with this thing. Especially given the fact I no longer have orbital artillery to just simply wipe it clean off the map. We're going to have to deal with that, well, now. Can they actually shoot anything? No, it's actually off. Will you stop trying to kill each other? They're literally within death range of the mechanoid cluster, and they decide to fight each other. So this is what I mean when the AI tries to just wipe everybody out. Anyway, let's try not to fight each other and kill the enemies. Everybody go by these rocks. Alright, let's do something stupid and shoot that. I just realized Minoka is not actually armed with anything, so we're going to have her run back this way. We're going to have her run back this way. Okay, she's actually on fire. She's literally on fire, although she's not bleeding out. Lincoln's fine. As is Hercules. All the turrets are dead. Shoot that. Alright, and the mechanoid cluster is now gone. So everybody can go back to doing what they were doing. Alright, claim that gloom light. And uninstall it, just for fun. Plus that, we now have an extra component. So, they gotta finish the solar generators once these are done, and hopefully the batteries will start recharging. I'd say the batteries are now equal, but I think they actually blew a circuit. Caught this thing on fire. Once they're done, I can set up the solar lights and finish the walls of the greenhouse and set up the solar lights, so that we can start growing food again. And then probably after that, if and when that ever gets done, I'll probably start building the barracks next, because these people are not happy sleeping on top of each other. But all of that is going to be another issue for another day, because I'm going to call it here.
Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.